Hey everyone, this is part 2 from last week's episode. Hope you enjoy.
I follow football a little bit, but it was mostly I supported the Australian League because it's Australian. When it came in, Sydney FC was my team because Sydney Wanderers came in, went for the Wanderers. That derby, it strikes different. Like you've played all over the world, you've played for Australia. How does that compare? Like the derby, the Wanderers versus Sydney FC. I know it's relatively fresh because the A League really isn't that old of a league, but how does that feel? It hits different compared to other games?
It does for me, right?
Yeah.
And even in talking about that journey and how lucky, even the way that that's sort of come about, you know, because I did a show not long ago with Andy Harper, and he was saying, he said, if the Wanderers had started when the A-League started, given where I'm from and my background, I may have been a Wanderer from the beginning, right? Yeah, so living out here and understanding it, but the way that things sort of worked out and went, obviously I started my career at Sydney with the A-League, and when I left, I was always only ever coming back to Sydney FC. Yeah. But being from here and then feeling everything that came with it. Like I watched it from far at first and I was like, man, this is what the league needs. This is brilliant. This is what huge. We used to see back in the NSL, that tribalism, and, East versus West.
That actual hatred.
But we used to speak about it because you used to say, and we talk about it.
And I loved it. Like seeing it initially, I had, Bridgie, Topper Stanley, Beecham, these guys who were mates of mine I'd played with at Sydney. They're now at the Wanderers and I'm cheering for them thinking this is awesome. This is exactly what the A-League has arrived for me, right? Yeah. And then I came back and that's when it just all started to unravel in terms of, well, hold on. Now I started to get this hate for the Wanderers, which I never had, you know?
But when you were coming back, let's not forget the meeting that you had with a certain Popovich.
With Papa, he called me up.
Because I was fucking cheering.
Oh, right.
Look, he called me up. He heard that I was thinking of coming home and called me up to see if I'd come. And I was just honest with him and said, Papa, look, and my loyalty lies with Sydney. I said I'd come back. I said that to the fans, and that's where I'm heading. You know, and he was fine. He was good.
I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? You guys, you spoke about it. There's different types of Wanderers fans, right? So my hate came from not you guys, because you guys were there at least with Sydney. Yeah, Sydney started and at a time, like I said, when I came back to the A-League, no one knew how it was going to go. If people didn't show up, it would have gone to shit, right? And the NSL had already failed. Yeah. Australian football would have gone down the drain, right? So we needed people to show up for this game to grow. So you guys were there, right? As members or as followers of Sydney FC back in the day. You still had so much hate for people that, Sydney FC this, Sydney FC that. Sydney FC represented the whole of Sydney, right? So they were there. And yes, Bling FC, they probably didn't connect with the West as much as because of that tag. Yeah. But they were a team for the whole of Sydney. Yeah. There was still so much hate of people. And a lot of it came from the NSL days. That ethnicity's gone and you know, so I'm not going to go follow them and whatever, right? But we needed the game to grow, right? Those guys had kids that they want to eventually see playing in a national competition in Australia. If you don't go and support it, where are they going to play? Yeah. You know, so the guys who supported from the beginning and then jumped ship, I had complete respect for that, because I was like, you know what? It was your team, you never connected, but it was the only team in the city. And now the Wanderers have come in and they're for the people here. Yeah. Right, so the people of the West, and we're going to work hard just like the people out here do, and that connection was there for a lot of you guys instantly. It was like, you know what, this now feels like my team. I get that, and I'm 100% with that. It's the ones who then weren't around and didn't really jump on the Sydney that all of a sudden now they're A-League fans. Why? Just so you can hate Sydney. You know, you should have been there from the beginning and you weren't, and for whatever reason, and I felt that hate from them towards me, you know. Again, it was like, well, you're from the West. I used to hear all the time, you're from the West. What are you doing? Play from them. I'm like, okay, well, loyalty, right? I played for this club. This club gave me the opportunities that I've been able to go on and do. I'm coming back to repay them. Like I don't know nothing to this club who just started. So yes, I know where I'm from, and I'm still here. I still live here. So I'll never forget where I'm from. It's not about that, right? But that loyalty side of it, a lot of people couldn't understand. So, and then again, so not you, right? But some family members who I'd see, and more extended families, a few on my wife's side. So if they listen to this, I'm sure they've heard this won't be a shock to them. But weren't A-League fans, never came to any games, never interested. Now hardcore football fans. I'm like, man, that's odd, but okay. And very quickly, there was a divide for me between them, between the friends, the extended family, where I could see that personality. And it told me a lot about everybody, right? In that I knew. So again, that just added to it, and then I'd see coming into derbies some of the comments they'd make, and I didn't have social media at the time, so my wife would see it and the comments, and she's like, do they not understand that this isn't just a game? Like this is your life. This is what you do for work, basically. This is important to you and to me as a result of you. How are they not supportive? And how are they on the other side? Not just not supportive. How are they on the other side, hoping you lose and don't do well? That doesn't make sense. So that just grew year on year, game on game, and it was there. The first one I played.
Bro, fuck you.
I know. Well, no. Actually, I was thinking of another one.
I forgot how good I was.
I was thinking of the
crowd rushed the fucking field. Bro.
I forgot about that one. And we were down
back bitches. There's my cousin over there.
We were
You're sitting there with the Wanderers fan.
There was so much hype for me, and again, because of all that, this game just meant something different. I don't honestly. It's so unique and so special that I don't know if anyone could. And I would watch these games after I left, and I would sort of question, man, are these guys feeling the same thing? And then it took a while for me to realize, you know what? To be fair, what I felt was unique. None of them live out here to understand that. So they will feel what they feel. No one will ever feel what I felt heading into those games. It was something different. But man, I remember that game because I made comments about talking to the players and telling them how much we hated them. We needed to, because the West, the Wanderers, they had that, and Ruden's brought that in now, right? He's brought that, the chip on their shoulder. Us Westies, we it's harder for us than it is for them, and they buy into it, and the players go out there, man, seeing red. They want to kill. At Sydney, so how do we level that playing field, right? Because it's more than just a game. You don't rely on quality. You need to fight. You need to go out there with this desire to want to kill these blokes, right? So Sydney didn't have that. So I tried to sort of drill that into them and just show it when I was on the field, right? And hope that, all right, they'll follow. If they see me fired up, they're coming with me. So when I made those comments, it sort of got put in the media. We hate every single one of them. My wife's getting calls.
That doesn't help that you said we hate every single one of them.
Well, and
then I'm pretty sure I told my phone, I'm like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
But I just come off of some big surgery, a big surgery, and so I started the first couple of games on the bench, and I remember that first round one, man, 60,000 or whatever it was,
crazy
at ANZ, and I'm coming off the bench, and man, they showed me on the big screen, and the crowd just started booing, man. And I'm smiling, thinking, "Oh, this is great.
This is what it's about."
I don't think I'll ever experience anything remotely close to that sensation, right? Because that sensation would have been, bro. For me, watching you, I felt that was a proud moment for me, right? I'm like, this fucking cat. This guy, bro. But even if it was cheering or booing,
he's got a reaction.
That's
you got a reaction.
You are getting that reaction. That 80,000 people, however many people fit in that stadium, it was a complete full house. I'm like, every single soul in that fucking stadium is directly looking at you right now. This is you, bro.
They're reacting, whether it's positive or negative.
It doesn't matter, man.
That old saying that bad publicity is still publicity, mate. And you know what? It grew the game. It's what it needed.
It's
what it needed.
That was an insane game. You scored 2, I think, that game.
No, 1.
What was it, 1?
But I could feel. See, again, when I look at family and friends or whatever, I could feel how divided he was in those games. Because I'd gone for a couple of years. The Wanderers have come in. Man, this is his club now. And then, Alex is back and he's for the other team.
Yeah.
I could feel that he was genuinely torn, because he developed this hate.
You should have seen
Sydney.
you should have heard what he was saying to me when he heard about that.
Nah, look,
I can't put it out here.
Look, no,
Get cancelled
I
if you
cannot
say-
repeat the words.
No, but let's be honest for a second. So for me, I'm not gonna say I am anymore. I was diehard Wanderers, right? Because they came, they literally represented us. It was even Parramatta. It wasn't a big stadium. It was incredible.
It's bad. 100%, 100%.
It was fucking football, man.
Those first 3 years.
I felt
those
like
first 3 years.
watching Nacional play against Peñarol. I'm like, bro, this is raw. This is actual, like really, really raw. This is what football is about. This is.
It's what I was missing in Australia.
100%. Yep.
Right. So then when Alex came, I was like, oh God, man, what the fuck? I'm like, but you know what, bro? Like, regardless of who I supported, I was still a Alex Brosque fan. Not family, not my cousin, not anything like that. And it's not. I'm not sucking kissing ass. But I was a legit. No. I was legit, bro. I was an Alex Brosque fan. It was what you brought back to the country, bro. Was you made the derby what it was. I don't care what anyone says. Like because by saying what you said,
Look, it was already heading that way. You could feel it, right? A lot of ex-Sydney players went there.
but you came and it was
those comments,
You were the cherry on top, bro.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
And the thing that used to piss me off the most, right? Like I would spend like a dickhead hours on soccer pages and just going through every cunt that said anything about Alex Brosque, bro. I'm like, fuck you, bro. Like, let's go. And then even mum told me, she goes, what are you doing? But for me, what cracked me, and I will name and shame, I don't give a fuck. But so many of my mates, right? They're the first ones. Fuck Alex, fuck this, fuck, But then the first fucking opportunity, bro, I've got a soccer clinic. Do you reckon you can talk that? And I'll tell him, I'm like, are you fucking joking, bro? Do you remember what you said on this day at this time? Yeah, because I do.
Because I've got a screenshot.
No, legit. I'm like, I got a screenshot. So fuck no.
So this is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna send this screenshot to Alex right now. He go, send. Okay, I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. Oh, he's read it. All right, I'm gonna call him now and put you on loudspeaker and see what he says.
Nah, but it was a lot of shit. Like even family friends, like it was very surprising. But fuck, man. And you guys went on a massive fucking winning streak at every derby. It was just a joke.
Can I ask, man, how many titles did you win with the Sydney FC?
With Sydney, three championships.
Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah, one just before leaving, and then 2 when I came back.
Yeah, and obviously the I think was a brilliant one. And I've got a massive shout out to you. A few things. So Doug said to me years ago, when we found out that you related and whatnot, I'm like, oh fuck, Sydney FC, man. But he goes, we're Wanderers, whatever. And he goes, bro, he's you can't hate him. He's such a nice guy. So anyway, I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And my young bloke, as you met him and whatnot, he was just a big fan of football, big fan of Wanderers, but he liked you. He loved watching you play. And, even though you're Sydney FC, he still liked watching you play. And when he found out that Fabio was your cousin, he was like, oh, that's so cool. And he would ask, can we meet him? We'd never push the subject, whatever.
No, never.
And then next thing you know, you're playing in your final year and we're away in Hawaii and he sends us this video, surprising, and you dead set send him a personalized message. We recorded his reaction. And to this day, it still brings tears to my eyes of how excited and happy he was. We were in Hawaii, bro. We woke up and he's still in his PJs. I think he was in a onesie or something. And he watches it and he's like, and he was so excited, man. And I don't know if you realize the impact you have on kids. I don't know if that's something that you've had or looked back or reflected upon, but I hope that you realize that at least for him, and I'm sure there's at least a shitload of other kids you've had that impact on. So if you ever reflect on your career and whatnot, at least know that was a huge thing for me as a parent and for him as a young bloke. And he still remembers. You saw how shy he got just seeing you today, man.
That's a good thing to touch on. Do you see that? Nothing about being a big header or anything, right?
No,
you are what you are, regardless of whether you believe so or not, right? You are a A-League legend. You always will be. You're in the Hall of Fame for Sydney. But do you get a sense of that? Do you feel like the impact that you actually have without thinking that you're big headed or anything like that? Do you see that?
Not until you hear stories about it. And I sort of see it through other people. I see, if I go back, I took my girls to watch the Sydney Grand Final and then took them to see one of the girls who they didn't really know, they're still young, but seeing her being on the other side of the fence and then seeing, this girl's just signing autographs. She signed my girl's cap. She doesn't realize, but she's now going, and then hearing her in the car talking and telling people.
Yeah.
That's where I see it. I'm like, man, like I would have done that for a lot of people and not really thought anything of it. I mean, I always took time to try and do those sorts of things.
Yeah.
When you hear stories like that, like it gives me goosebumps hearing it. So it's nice to know. You always hope. We go out and just do what we've got to do, which is play, and you have those moments again where you got 50,000 people booing you, but
and then you win.
Yeah.
But it's all part of it, and you hope that somewhere along the way, you don't think about that. You don't think about what you're doing for kids and kids watching. You hope, but it's something that you reflect on later. Like again, now doing the dishes at home, I'm thinking everyone's out. I'm at home doing nothing. Man, I used to do that with
the ladder music playing.
Well, he's not a real. He'll get there. No, you'll get there, man. You got to play it. Trust me, you do it better and faster.
There's one memory that I'll never forget, and this was a big one because I thought I was actually going to die. But it was at the SFS. No, not the SFS. It was at Sydney Cricket Ground, the SCG. Sorry, it was Derby. And I went with my mate Greco. He got box seats through work or whatever it was. And we were sitting at Seaside. So at the time I went down with one of my mates to have a cigarette and smoking area, and it was just sky blue everywhere. And I'm like, fuck, I really want a cigarette, but I also don't want to die.
Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, we'll stand a little bit out. So I was wearing a Wanderers jersey. And second half, so it was a break. And we literally get surrounded. Like I'm talking about surrounded, bro. We were right in the middle. And this guy came up to me. He was looking for trouble, right? Granted, he goes, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know where you are? I'm like, listen. Yes. I do.
Hear me out.
I go, if it helps at all, which it probably won't because his family and I don't support his team, I go, but I'm Alex Brosque's cousin. It's like bullshit. And I had to show him the tattoo, right? The tattoo. I'm like, bro, Brosque. I'm Pa Brosque.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, bro, no way, blah, blah. Anyway, so they were perfectly fine. They're like, so they asked a story. What the fuck happened? What happened to you? Told them what happened. They're like, that were really cool. And then I'm like, fuck, the game started. So we walk back and the SFS is open. So you can see ground level, you can see into the stadium. And the crowd goes fucking crazy. Before I get to that gap, I'm like, fuck, I think Sydney just scored. You know, I walked to that gap, bro, and you are running to the corner post, which was right there. And you ran and you jumped up and you like, it was like, bro, it was like a superhero. Slow,
Hadouken,
thunder everywhere, like, bro, you didn't look at me. All you had to do was look down and you would have seen me just standing there like this. But I'm like, bro, please don't look right now because you do something for sure. You probably run up to me like this. But that was hectic. Everyone was like, bro, you could have fucking planned that anyway. Fucking hell. And you pumped us.
Was that the one where like there was like a massive issue, like even the coach got sent off, Popper got sent off, and
huge.
That was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was a crazy game, but it was a perfect timing. Like I'm almost get killed by the coke, and then Alex fucking stabs me in the heart.
But I don't think there's ever been a non-eventful derby. I don't think that. There's always something.
There's been a couple of shitty ones.
But
it did fall off for a little while. There wasn't that spice to the games.
Because they kept winning.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened. There just wasn't that spice to the games. And then Ninko went across.
Oh, bro.
And it sort of came back again.
Yeah.
And now it just feels like last year, again, with Rudin coming in, you need people like that. So Rudin started really driving home this, we hate them, it's East versus West, they get given everything. Borrello, he's from Adelaide and he's talking about the West like he's from Smith. It's hilarious. So it is, but it's great. You need that. You need that in the media. You need people driving how big this game is and the occasion is. So it feels like it's
Nah, look, I think career-wise, like here in this country anyway, it was, bro, you couldn't paint a better picture. Like you were going to retire the year before Perth.
Yeah.
You were going to. I'm pretty sure it was you got convinced to do one more year. Like, what's one more year? but you did have your injury, your Achilles, and that was still pretty sore.
But fuck, what a good way to end it.
Right,
Yeah.
I went to Perth.
Yeah.
I went with my uncle and with his father-in-law.
We saw you on TV.
We saw you on TV.
Yeah.
We saw the videos, the photos that he was sending us directly.
coming out.
Yeah,
it's just
there was
in
one
the
photo
background.
that, bro, your
He's
brother
got.
told
He's
us.
holding the fucking.
I'm looking at Alex and I'm like,
Yeah.
that
was when you were doing an
I
interview.
copped so much shit for that.
Took a bag full of Sydney gear back to Sydney as well.
All right, so after the game, well, no, let's. All right. So it was a penalty shootout.
Yes.
Look, it ended perfect for Alex. It was brilliant. Like they were. I don't think you got minor premiership, but you won the title. And flying all the way there, it was perfect. I was with family. It was. We got to hang out with the team afterwards. We got to go on the field.
Yeah.
They were presented the trophy and all that. At one point, the stadium was pretty much empty at this point. Players were already making their way back with their families to the change rooms. And the officials, the A-League officials, were literally, I could hear them with my uncle going, where's the A-League trophy?
Yeah.
Where is it? And nobody could find it. And then I looked to my left and his daughter is running around like the whole stand, just with the thing around the neck. Anyway, so we go back into the change room and it was awesome because Korokar said his speech. A couple of boys said their speech. I got it on my phone. And then being Alex's last game, trying to convince him to come back. They even had a chant for you and everything, trying to convince him to stay one more year. But that was surreal in itself. Like, I mean, I would never experience that. Nobody does.
No.
And like, let's be fair, I didn't support the team, but I was in it and amongst it, bro. I cheered. When they won that final penalty, I'm pretty sure I was the first one on the field. I was losing my shit. It was like I was a supporter. If anyone saw me, I would have been murdered back here in the West. But it was just incredible, right? And then their kit lady, she's like, well, we don't have the sponsors anymore we're going with a new sponsor. So who wants some shit? Bro, I grabbed
Between him and my
whatever
dad,
the
honestly.
I'm pretty sure walking back to
Like seagulls on his chip.
I'm pretty sure I dropped a puffer jacket. I'm like, I got enough. Bro, socks, shorts, training kits, jackets, puffer jackets. Pretty sure fucking shin pads, a bag, bro. You name it.
Where are all these items? Sold them on eBay.
Another thing. So I want to quickly touch on this. And so for me, I find life so not boring. I'm not gonna say boring, but it was such a big element in our family, man. It was tickets always to games. I remember I was at work one day. Alex calls me up. He goes, "What are you doing after work?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "Come to the Circular Quay departure area. Arsenal are here." He goes, "Yeah, remember?" He goes, "Just come, let me know when you're here and I'll let you in." I'm like, fuck yeah. So I go, call Alex. He goes, "Yeah, bro, come in." And it was nobody there, but it was you, Brillante, Ninkovic, a couple of others. And then I turn and fucking, you got Giroud walking in. You got Monreal. There was somebody else, third player.
You said
Petty check. And bro, I couldn't believe it. But these guys, I even asked Alex there and then, I'm like, bro, like you're taller than me, but you look like a fucking midget compared to these guys. What the fuck, bro? Giroud's shoulders were like 1.5 meters apart.
Oh, right.
And he's tall as fuck. Peter Cech, to take a photo with him, bro, he had to pretty much go on his knees and then bend down. Just
Like I did with your son before.
So does it hurt? Does it hurt more playing against them?
Bro, these guys are, well, Alex said it.
Yeah.
He goes, bro, we're athletes, right? We play. He goes, these guys are super athletes. They're on their next level.
Physically,
and bro,
man, just specimens,
Yeah,
and they're all
crazy.
big. Like we played a few friendly matches. Liverpool came out, Chelsea came out, Tottenham, Arsenal, and you line up alongside them in the tunnel and you just look over and, man, their shoulders are at your head height.
Yeah,
and they're big. And then they go out in the field and they're just agile and sharp and you think, man, they just got everything, you know. They're quick, they're talented, physically they're like I said, specimens. You know,
they're bigger than our NRL players.
And then most of them, that's in their off season, right? You're playing them in their off season.
Yeah,
like they're like pre-season training and stuff or whatever.
Look, they don't. To be fair, they don't get much of an off season, so they're always in good shape.
Yeah,
but just seeing that, you sort of realise as well, and that's next level. These boys.
Who would you say the biggest players you played against, regardless of your age? Who and I have very specific people in mind.
Against or with?
Against.
Oh, against. And then I'm going to ask with then.
Yeah.
There's a couple as a fan of Liverpool playing again, like Steven Gerrard, and he'd already retired. He came, back to play.
And you've got that jersey.
Game. I got his jersey. Yeah, Steven Gerrard was awesome to be on the field with. Eden Hazard, man. Okay, when we talk about physical, this guy's not. No taller than me, man. He'd probably be your height, and
Thanks, man.
That's not a diss in any way. But his awareness and quality on the ball, frightening. Like
that was prime.
It was Chelsea, man. He was, and you could see it. You could see it. Like you said, that's in their off season. We've just finished our season. We're fit and as good as we'll ever be. And this guy was just running past us like nowhere. You couldn't get near him, and it's good to see. It is good to see because you watch games, Premier League games, they look good, and you've got A-League games that look great, and you can't sometimes tell the difference. As players, we know the difference in quality, but being on the same field and experiencing it is crazy. David Beckham, man, was
you played against
him.
LA Galaxy, bro. He
Yeah.
got us tickets to that game. We saw him score a free kick. Bastion at the time, bro. I remember he almost died of a heart attack at fucking 12.
You played against him.
Yeah, bro.
They came out when he sort of just joined LA Galaxy.
Okay,
so you would have seen the documentary and all that.
Yep.
Man, he came out here. We played against him at ANZ, full house.
Yeah. Is he as nice as everyone says he is? Apparently he's a lovely guy.
He is, awesome guy. I didn't sort of meet him too much there, but when we played against him in a tournament in Hawaii, played against him again, we got to meet him there.
Yeah.
Man, awesome. Just down to earth.
Yeah, nice.
That game, LA Galaxy, there's a photo with 3 legends on the field.
Yeah.
You got David Beckham looking head down.
Yeah.
He's got his arms on his waist.
Yeah.
You got Juninho, Brazilian Juninho.
Yeah.
And then you got Alex Brosque right up in the air.
Yeah.
And it's just the best photo. You gotta think, Alex just scored.
I got it home. I just scored. And then Juninho, I think, gave me the pass.
Yeah.
So he's jumped up on me. So I'm hugging
fucking
Juninho.
hell.
And Beckham's in the background, like looking like disappointed that we've just scored.
How
What a
that,
fucking shot.
Great.
Bro, that is the best. But I'm talking about go even further back.
Yeah.
When you played for the Olyroos and you went to the Olympics and you played against Argentina there.
Yeah.
And who was in that team?
Tevez was in that team.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Saviola.
Shit.
Yeah, their team, who was it? Gabriel Heinze, who played for Manchester United.
Was Messi in the team at the time?
No, he was too young. I think he played in the next one or the one after. Mascherano was in that team.
Wow.
Man, they didn't concede a goal in the whole tournament. We lost 1-0 to them.
Fuck, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
How was it playing with them then? Like that was
They were good.
next
They
level.
were good. Yeah. Because already they were, it's under 23s, but they were already, in the best teams in the world. You had a couple of a couple overage players that they had. And I can't remember who else. Gabriel Heinze was one. Can't remember who the other overage players were. Ayala, I think. And anyway, man, incredible team.
Yeah.
Incredible team.
Wow, man.
And now your question, Seb, because that's
Okay.
The ones that I guess standout players you played with, or I guess the most famous, or people that spring to mind that you've played alongside.
So those guys, in terms of playing against and playing with. See, I never played with Del Piero when he was here. I played with Freddie Ljungberg, actually.
that's what I was going to say, Ljungberg.
In Japan. So, if I ended up in the middle of nowhere in Japan, who knows how he did, Because he was at Arsenal. I think he went to the MLS and then he was convinced to come out to where I was. So, and being, one of 3 or 4 foreigners, man, we hung out and went to dinners and stuff, and that was crazy. He came out here for that Arsenal game to do a bit of promo, and I caught up with him quickly, but he was cool. He was cool. He's part of that Invincibles squad, right? So you look at these guys and think, man, untouchable. You can't get near him, and then he's playing with you, and he's, you're having dinner with him, and just seeing that he's normal, right? Like, it's crazy. Who else would there be?
I would say he's big because of the actual circumstance, but Gian.
Asamoah Gyan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, say, this guy is the guy, when Uruguay played against Ghana in the World Cup, I think it was South Africa, maybe? I
think it was, yes.
Yeah, I think it was South Africa, where Suarez handballed the ball.
Oh, yeah.
It was that penalty that he missed.
He missed the penalty. They went to penalties, and Uruguay
It
went
was
through.
against Uruguay. Uruguay went through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And did that ever come up?
It did come up, yeah. and I didn't bring it up in like I didn't want to touch the subject. And I think he found out my background after that, and he sort of said, "Man, that was the hardest thing he's ever experienced."
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I had so the year after I had a Uruguayan coach, Fossati. Remember him?
Fossati, yeah.
So he was the Uruguayan coach when Australia played Uruguay and Australia won.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he told me that side of things. He's like, that was the hardest thing he's ever had to deal with as a manager. He said that there was sort of infighting amongst the team. We weren't unified. We weren't together. And just it was a disaster from the beginning, you know.
Bro, the night before that game, I remember Recoba, because I had mates that went to Collectors in Parramatta, that the club Collectors Hotel. And some of the Uruguayan team were there, and Recoba was just like ordering bottle after bottle of wine.
Really?
And he got kicked out of that club. He got actually carried out, and he was throwing up like the whole night, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Like as he was leaving the club, he started throwing up. Like he was a mess. Bro, the next day he had a fucking World Cup qualifier. Elimination.
Fuck.
That's pathetic.
Yeah, that's full on.
That was shit. But that was the point that soccer changed forever in this country.
Yeah.
It was a huge turning point.
That was
Well, the
turning
A-League
point.
started from there.
That same year, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Just like now with the Women's World Cup, we're not a football nation or soccer nation, right? But the amount of people that went to the game, the atmosphere, it was amazing. I've been to rugby union games. I've been to other things, but that was just next level.
Yeah.
It was completely next level.
I went to, it was 2000 and something, Australia versus New Zealand, Rugby League World Cup, opening game at the SF, I don't know, it was a 50,000 seat stadium in Sydney. There would have been I think there was like 26,000 people on a Friday night. World Cup,
Well, we went to the
two
World
biggest
Cup,
nations.
whenever it
For
was,
league,
a month
anyway.
and a half ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
We went and watched the Matildas play.
Against England, last game.
The last game where we got knocked out.
Yeah, that was amazing. The atmosphere was the best atmosphere.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
amazing.
man.
Fucking ridiculous.
As soon as the anthem hit, it just like goosebumps.
Yeah.
And you just feel like the tears holding back. Like, this is awesome. And everyone's singing, like the whole stadium was singing. It was amazing. It was
Actually,
awesome.
I'll dive out a little bit, man. So you represented Australia. You made 21 appearances for Australia. Mm-hmm. How was that the first time? Sorry, did you ever start? Yeah.
In those 21 games, yeah. I had a period there, where I was starting a few games.
Mm-hmm. So the first game you started, sitting there singing the national anthem, how was that?
Oh, I couldn't tell you which game it was, to be fair, but
do you remember the feeling? Did it just give you those goosebumps and all that, or was it just like I'm too nervous or I'm too excited?
look, I think it was. I think it might have been a game in Canberra, and the crowd was okay, but the stadium is not really, that Bruce Stadium is not built really for football, it's the one where I felt it the most was a game we played in Melbourne at Amy Park.
Yep.
I started in that game.
Yep.
And the crowd was great, and it felt awesome. It just, again, one of those things where standing there, it's a weird one because I came in at the back end of that golden generation, where Kewell was sort of winding down, Cahill was still there, Bresciano, all these guys. And for me, I'm looking at them going, man, what am I doing here? These guys are absolute monsters in Australian football. How am I on the same pitch with these guys, sharing the same jersey? So I always felt out of place, to be honest. So it was one of them. It's a weird feeling, right? When you sort of feel like you don't belong, but you're there and you realize how big it is. Absolutely. It's a dream come true, but you're there and you're thinking, man, I'm not good at Harry Kewell's right there. I'm nowhere near this goal. It was an odd feeling for me, knowing that and feeling that. But again, just in a way, there's something incredible about and there'd be moments where I'm standing there going, man, I'm standing next to Cahill Emerton, Bresciano. There's photo, like you talk about that photo about Juninho and Beckham. Like I look back at, say, that particular game against Saudi, I think it was, scoring, and all these guys are running up, jumping on me. And I'm thinking, man, honestly, these are some of the biggest names we've had as a country, and I'm in there amongst them, and they're jumping on me because I've just scored. It is surreal. You know? Like you go home, we go back to the hotel.
That's crazy.
And I'd be looking at those photos, thinking, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah.
For me, it's awesome. Yes, I don't feel like I belong here because of how big they are, but I am. And fuck, look what happened. You know, that's so good. You know,
I never had
that's
that.
crazy.
You've given me a couple of your jerseys off your back. I've had a couple. Well, I have a couple. And but even
Had.
Okay, you're not invited to but even holding that jersey, I'm like, fuck, Alex is like, this is Alex wore this at that game, and I'm like, and fucking,
got
all
a
these
story
people would have,
behind
all these people would have touched that jersey. It's fucking mad. Like,
So you've never watched it, is that what you're saying?
I don't think so. I've got the one that you gave me as well when you won the FA Cup final. I've got that one, the Sydney one. That's a good one.
We should. I'll put it on. It'll be like a boob tube. I'll barely get it past my man boobs. I mean, like, so. All right. So coming back to Australia. So we're talking about you representing Australia and whatnot. Favorite food growing up, like you go to, let's say, traditional Aussie dish anyway. First, what is that?
Look, I love a good meat pie.
All right.
Meat pies, tomato sauce, pretty good.
So you just answered every other question. That
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to stop there.
What else? Look, I mean, I order the Australian at a pizza joint that I go to, which has just bacon and egg.
Yeah. Oh wow.
On a pizza.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
Bachelor.
So you like bacon and egg, you love a meat pie. He will love the Ned Kelly from around the corner here.
Yeah.
So there's a pie place around the corner here, Sydney Street.
All right.
It's called Sydney Street Patisserie. They do the Ned Kelly, which is, it's an egg in the pastry, like mixed into the pastry, bacon.
Egg in a pie.
Yeah, and then the mince at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, mate, it's good.
And with bacon.
With bacon, egg, and mince. It's really good. No, well, we were going to do it, but they closed at 4. I couldn't get there on time.
Okay.
So next one we'll do on a Saturday.
No, but I'll pick them up and I'll take them over.
Yeah, there you go. But, tell him to bring up one of each flavour because there's about 20 flavours.
Legit. How do you eat your pie?
No, plain. I'm very plain with anything I eat. So it's just a normal meat pie, beef pie. I would try this one with the egg though.
Oh, dude. There's pepper steak, steak Diane.
All right,
mate. And
no, legit. I'll get something. I don't get too far from you. I'll get something.
How are you with chili? Chili?
No, not good.
Not good. You like
Good.
I don't think anyone in my family, man.
Really?
So pepper steak will probably be the most you can have then because it's got a little bit of. I mean,
Yeah, that was
it's not
borderline for
spicy.
me. That was.
Yeah, I was going to say I saw his reaction to it. That's what I'm saying. A little bit because it's got no spice.
All right. So meat pie is the go-to. What
Anything
about
else?
let's say breakfast? Were you a Wheat Bix kid?
Oh, no, I always found them dry as shit.
Yeah.
So I would have to stack on.
You got to put milk in it.
Yeah, no. Oh, shit. Even still, man, it was like eating cardboard. I would have to stack on the sugar. So I thought,
Oh, yeah.
if
That's
I'm
right.
putting, 4 teaspoons of sugar, I may as well have frosty.
Teaspoons.
Per week.
What am I doing?
Yeah, just get some Cocoa Pops, bro.
Tablespoons
Cocoa
of
Pops.
sugar.
But yeah, so bacon and egg, boy.
Bacon and egg, yeah. Mornings are simple for me. I'll get some poached eggs.
Okay.
I'll have one.
Fuck, simple. Fucking let's get the hardest
eggs.
way to make an egg.
Yeah,
It's easy, man.
how do you poach
He's
an
got
egg?
more time now. He's got more time.
True.
Yeah. Baked beans?
Baked beans, I never
cared for it?
No. Look, I didn't mind them. But no. There's the aftershock of the baked beans as well that never sit well with me.
Especially with the coffee.
Fabian knows me well.
Especially with
I
the
don't
coffee
take
as well.
much.
I'm pretty sure I signed that NDA. I can't speak about it.
We'll talk about it off air. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a history.
But what about Uruguayan food? Go to Uruguayan food. I'm
Easy.
assuming.
Yeah, my man, he
Milanesa.
it's good. The Milanesa is a go-to every
Staple,
week if I can.
Staple.
Yeah, man.
And it's not just the one night. You make extras. Kids have some for school. I have some for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm then mixing it in with pasta. I'm cutting it up and having it the next dinner as well.
Yeah,
the
nice.
following lunch. So it's a solid.
nice.
It's a solid 2 day.
With the Alvaro and them, they dead set would make Milanesa just like you guys have explained. They'd make kilos of this shit.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, the next day in the sandwich.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at it and they're like, eat it. I did. Fuck, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Have it
and
with-
just cold.
Have it with egg and tomato sauce.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to.
Next level.
Yeah.
You just
Next level.
Yeah, you never make. I don't think I've met anyone that's ever made milanesas just for that night.
No, so milanesas
You
too
freeze it.
is
You freeze it.
and that's one thing like Aussies will find weird. So milanesas for people like these is basically a schnitzel.
A veal schnitzel.
Yeah, but it's veal.
Yeah, veal.
That's the proper way.
Well,
The proper way. Yeah, it's veal. Yeah,
slash steak meat. Yeah.
beef.
So for us, more common to have it with chicken.
yeah. You can do chicken. Yeah,
like chicken.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, just normal chicken.
I like the veal. My go-to no
Yeah.
matter what. And you literally make a stack that
Yeah.
high,
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
and you would think you look at it and you think, all right, that's gonna easy last me at least a week. You
Yeah.
freeze it, whatever. You take it out when you need it.
2 days
My
later.
friends at school used to laugh at me. They still remind me of it. I'd come to school 3 days in a row. Like, man, you don't get tired of eating that one. If I could have it for 5 and chicken didn't go off, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Bro, as adults, man.
Chicken does last 5 days in the fridge. Just
Does
so you
it?
know. Yeah, it does, man. I worked at Red Rooster. It
Lasts
does.
longer.
It
It
lasts
lasts
5
longer
days.
if you keep it in the freezer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you make
it
it
does.
freeze it straight away.
Now with air fryers, man.
Oh, bro, the air fryer is a game fucking changer. Yeah.
Yeah, nah.
But
And then
man,
my old man, like I was going to say before, he does. He just gets me. So my family, my brother's family, sister's family, and he has us around for an asado once a month,
oh, beautiful.
and that's got everything that works. So
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
So, all right, Alex, obviously you've known Fabi your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, give or take.
And he's a chef. He's also Uruguayan who claimed to be.
I've never cooked for the family.
no,
Okay. So you've never tried his asado. All right, cool. So I don't feel that bad.
I've never made a salad.
Yeah, I know. Well,
No,
you
he's
should.
never-
No,
You should. Yeah,
Go
look at
to
him.
your house.
Nah,
Where'd you make
I had chorizo
Yeah.
and then half my fucking face.
Yeah.
On a gas
I don't
barbecue.
think
It
you
was
remember
dad's
that.
old barbecue.
Gas barbecue.
It was that, remember? And it would have fucking worked. And I'm
Yes.
like, what the fuck? So then I
And it
did
went-
it, and it just went doof.
So you, as a chef, Uruguayan,
Australian.
and made chorizo on a gas barbecue. You deserve to get burnt, bro. I'm sorry.
Was there anything I had to work with, bro?
If you need them done quick, that's the way to
Yeah,
do
it's a convenient way.
Well, he taught me air fryer. Hey, Doug.
Air
You
fryer,
literally, they come out really good. You chuck them in the air fryer, they actually come out really good. Chorizos. They
I've
really do.
done chorizos on in the smoker when I've smoked like a 5 kilo brisket, and I put it in the smoker. I've just left it there, not touched it. Man, they've come out juicy as.
Oh, yeah,
They're perfect.
I feel like that's cheating.
It is.
Well, it's not traditional.
No. But yeah, well, barbecue is being used for something else. So
Do you cook it at all? Asado at all?
I've done a couple,
Yeah.
but at the moment, no. I don't have a.
You don't have one?
where I am.
Yeah, fair
no.
enough. Yeah.
So it's been a while. Plus, with your dad there, your father-in-law, as soon as they see, I don't even bother.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
my brother-in-law, he gets annoyed when they come and take over. I just
let
hand
him.
over the
It's
tongs.
better.
Here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll have my day, but for now,
Yeah.
I don't make it like they do. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it is that way though. Hey, like my dad will come over and go, oh, no,
Yeah.
Here you go, Dad.
they pretend they're not interested. They're having a beer talking, but they're sneaking an eye, and then they'll come over and they'll turn a piece of it.
Yeah. And that's it. That's all it
you're
takes.
done.
Yeah.
The thing is,
I don't even waste time. I go straight to them. Here you go.
if you ask them, they'll probably get the shit. They're like, man, I came here. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
but
exactly
then-
right. They act like they're offended if you ask them. Nah, come on, I'm having a beer. I'm here to.
I'm a guest. I'm a guest.
In 5 minutes, they've taken over. They got the apron on.
Yeah, fucking ready. They get their own fucking tongs from the car.
Yeah. I brought a set.
the kit, roll out the
I just
kit.
give it to them. No, I got my own, bro.
They got the slide. You remember those old swords we used to have from the east, from the Chilean and Uruguay festivals?
Yeah.
Tongs come
I
out.
mean, it makes you wonder what they got because they're the same when they roll up to a park, and just to watch a game of soccer. But then they get asked to play. Oh, you know what? I got some boots in the car. That boot must be full of everything.
I think I've got. Fucking.
I've
They
got
come
some
out in a
tongs.
full
I'll
kit,
bring
bro.
it.
Fucking. Give us 3 standout moments of your career. 3.
Career.
Doesn't have to be football related. Just maybe the whole career, as in.
Yeah, you're still going with football. Like you're not
Like, it
playing,
doesn't-
but
yeah.
you're
Let me
involved.
go with football. I don't want to
Okay.
make my missus angry if I don't mention it
Yeah.
in some way because they're all going to be football. Look, I think one of them would be the 2016-17 season that we had, which we broke a lot of records and went well.
Yeah.
And then won the grand final. It was the only grand final that I played here in Sydney at Allianz. So I had family there. It was just perfect, you know. And the season that we'd had, it went to penalties, you know, and winning that trophy was one of the best moments, you know. Like I had, you know, my girls running onto the field after the game. So just everything, man. I had these guys, all my family there.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It was a perfect, perfect moment. What else? Look, I think going to an Olympics was awesome in, in Greece. That was and that was crazy. You know, seeing and I can't remember, to be honest. I need to sort of go back and look through it. But seeing some of the athletes that were at the village and just was insane, man. Insane, crazy experience. And what else? Top three.
Well, besides, you know, talking to us here today.
It's up there. Top four.
It's definitely the top 400.
Look, I don't know what else. I think, like I said earlier, just the journey, you know. As a young kid playing from 4 years old, always playing with my mates up until it started to get serious at around that 17 years old mark and going to the AIS and then being there and thinking, right, like, man, these are supposed to be the best kids in the country, and I'm here. You know, I've got a chance, right? And then coming back, playing NSL, going overseas, playing A-League, going overseas, the whole thing, man. And then just eventually saying, I've had enough, I'm done. And yeah, the last kick of the ball I had was winning a trophy in Perth. It's just it's
brilliant.
awesome, you know. So the whole journey, the whole experience, man, I'm lucky to have experienced it in that way.
I think you've experienced it perfect, man. Like perfect for you. The way that it all panned out was just where it meant to be when it was meant to be.
Yeah, for me, right? Like at the end of the day, I didn't play in a World Cup. I didn't play in the best leagues in the world. And there's so many players that have done so much more. But for me and the person that I was, and it was just perfect in fitting with who I am and what I needed to get the best out of myself.
Exactly,
and
right.
It was fun, man.
And you succeeded in all of it, man. Like,
In different ways.
Yeah, but absolutely. And the fact that you ended up going that one season, which, look, let's be honest, could have gone the other way. Could have been the season after. You know what I mean? Like it just ended fucking perfect.
And especially like you're saying is that, you know, being away in other countries is missing that family aspect of it. Having that career here, finishing it off in a high around family with you.
What a way to finish.
Is just the way to top it off.
Yep.
You hear me? You know,
and you always have family going to your games, man. Like even my brother Bastian, so he's traveled a lot more than what I did to watch Alex play. He's traveled to Melbourne. I can't remember how many times. He's he was always there. He was always front and center. And that would have been nice, like to see that for sure. Like I said, one of my favorite videos of all time, out of any video that I've ever seen, was the one that you're running up to him because you can see that you're looking around, you're so happy. And then you see him, and you're like, "Wow!"
To be fair, when you score, you don't see people, right? You see the crowd, and you just run because you're going to everybody. But and you very rarely recognize anyone, which is why. But then just seeing him there, like, shit, man, like
That's so cool.
And I was buzzing that he's there, he's buzzing that I'm coming in. It was perfect.
That's brilliant.
It was such a good video.
That's good. So, what's your favorite thing since? When I say retirement from professional football, obviously we know you're not fully retired. You're still doing things with Paramount Plus, Channel 10. You got a podcast, you got the radio show and things like that. What's your favorite thing since retiring from professional football, outside of the fact that you don't have to travel anymore, let's say?
It's being around family, and I missed a lot and was away for a lot. That I genuinely just cherish taking the girls to school, dropping them off.
Awesome. Love that.
And it's hard and it's probably silly, but again, because I look back at my upbringing and childhood, and my parents were always doing everything they could. They both had to work. My dad early on, when we were younger, had 2 jobs or was studying as well as working, and I just think, man, that must be so hard to do, right? Which most of our parents would have done at some stage, and it's different now. And to be fair, we still do, right? Like we work and we work and we work so much in this country, which you need to do to get ahead and to provide for your family. But it is hard because you sort of, like I said before, that your kids just grow up so quick and time goes so quick that for me, just getting that back and taking them to school, as silly as it sounds, man, I drop them off and I watch them walking up to school, and it breaks my heart every day leaving them for 6 hours or however long it is and driving off. I'm like, man, I wish I could just watch them. I wish I could have a camera in school and just see what they're doing, man. But as a kid, you don't think that. Like I got dropped off at school, and you have your friends, and you're not thinking about your parents at all. So it's funny thinking about what would my parents have thought back then, and how hard it must have been doing everything they did for us. But man, it's just that. It's cherishing the time that I get with them and seeing them grow, and still seeing how bloody fast it goes. Yeah. And trying, again, going back to the fact that I'm here all the time now with them, I'm biting a lot quicker. I'm getting angry a lot quicker. I've got less patience. And trying to pull back. I know it's normal, but trying to pull back and think, man, just enjoy it. They're young. They'll get old and they'll go off and do their thing just like I did, and you won't talk to them as much. Just enjoy it. For that period, period of time that I got, that's what I'm loving.
Mate, I loved everything you said. The only thing, and no disrespect, that I didn't love was when you said it sounds silly. That's not silly at all, man. That's beautiful. That's fucking brilliant. I love that. And Doug said it brilliantly years ago. Fuck, it's hard to hate you as a Wanderers supporter. You really are just a top fucking bloke.
Like when honestly. I make comments and things in the media, and even like if I'd score and go and be hitting the badge right in front of them, and they'd be spitting at me and saying all sorts of things, I'd be like, my wife would get the shits out of me. She's like, listen, we live here.
We are Westies.
We're going to come home one day and the house will be ash, right? So, like,
we got insurance.
And you know what? Like I said, to be fair, we lived on a main road in Green Valley, man. Anyone could, at any moment of the day, could have come past and egged the house or done something, right? Like the amount of hate that was coming our way.
Bro, do you remember the drone that fell on your roof and you're like, fuck, it's happening?
Yes.
Please tell us.
The weirdest thing. So, I mean, I'll finish that first. So much could have happened, with all of that, and nothing ever did. Like I walk through. I mean, I go to Stockman's nearly every day, and no one. I'd meet Wanderers fans, and no one ever said anything. No one ever yelled a passing comment. It was always good. So I feel that the respect was sort of mutual, and maybe not, but it was just. From my end anyway, I loved what they brought to the league. I hope that they like what I brought to those games.
100%.
And man, it was awesome. But so one day I'm at home. I don't know what I was doing, but I heard this massive sound on my roof, right? It sounded like something had dead set. Well, it did. Something fell on my roof. I thought something had broken, right? So I've looked outside and there's this... Well, it's a drone, but I didn't know what it was. It had sticky tape all around it, and it's flashing red. So there's a red light on it, and I thought, the fuck is this? Yeah, it's gonna explode. So I'm watching it from far, from behind like a concrete thing or a solid wall at home, thinking, well, I can't go out there because
you don't know what it is.
Yeah, and if it is a drone, the moment I pick it up, they're going to blow it up, right? So I'm finished. And man, I went out there and it was a drone, but it took me ages, mind you, to finally go out there. But I picked it up, looked at it. I went out to the front of my house and there was a bloke with a control looking for it. So I'm like, man, I'm guessing this is yours. He said, sorry, man. I'm like, what are you doing flying a drone in people's backyards? Like, he's like, oh, no, because there's a school nearby, a park. He goes, I was in the park and it just... Man, I lost control of it and it ended up in your thing. I'm like, all good, man. All good. Another time, so we, Bobo, who played, you guys would know Bobo. He, anyway, I get a random phone call. Said, mate, is there this guy? And he said, Davison, Rogerio, whatever, De Silva. I'm thinking, who that? Like, yeah, Bobo. Yeah, I know who he is. He goes, I said, why? He goes, oh, we've just found his wife's wallet. Right. She dropped it. I'm like, all right. Where'd you find it? And he said, I don't know where we're in this, I don't know where they were. Anyway, we've got his wallet. So I called him up. I said, man, listen, I got your number. I'll call you back. I called Bobo. I said, man, did your wife lose her wallet? And he goes, yeah, she did. He goes, how'd you find it? I said, man, funny story. Someone picked it up. They made the connection. They looked your wife up on internet, connected it to you, connected it back to me. They got my number. They called me up. Anyway, I said, man, I'll pick it up for you. So there's a guy in Marylands who had it.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I said, mate, I'll come to your house. I'll pick it up. Anyway, I'm driving there. Didn't think anything of it. And then I'm going into these back streets and I thought, It just clicked to me. I thought, oh, this could be a setup. So immediately I'm looking at exit points on my way in thinking, this is a group of Wanderers fans. I need an out quick. I need to drive straight through. And if I got to hit him, I'm fucking hitting him. I don't care. But
Pinball.
to be fair, good guy, man. He had the wallet, gave it to me.
Imagine having that fear, but if you're driving and then realization, he's like,
Wait a minute.
I could die right now.
My spidey senses.
I was only joking when I said I hate all of you fuckers. Right?
But otherwise, man, no issues, man. No issues. Always good.
I remember one time we went to Future Music.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember we met? We bumped into each other, and Chemical Brothers were about to play, and he was like well into his fucking A-League career. Everyone knew who the fuck he was.
Yeah.
And we were at one stage, and Chemical Brothers was playing on another stage. And I'm like, all right, let's go, bro, let's go. Alex is keen as fuck. Yeah, man, yeah. Bro, it took us an hour and a half to fucking get there just because every guy couldn't believe that Alex Brosque was at this fucking thing. And Alex was stopping and talking to everyone. I was like, bro, come on, please. That's one thing Mum said. Mum goes, I love watching Alex play. I love it. What I don't love is at every single game, he's the last one out of that fucking change room. And then there are people waiting. And if there are 1,000 people there, he's talking to 1,000 people.
Someone had to turn the lights off at Elliot.
But hey, you know what? I'll tell you now. So we were talking about it before. My young bloke, being a Panther supporter, they'll stay back an hour and a half, 2 hours after the game.
Yeah, right.
And people sit there and go, oh, yeah, everyone follows them because they're a great team. Yes, obviously that brings fans. But the fact that parents pay the money and do that like I do, because I see the look on my children's faces when they get that photo, and they've had 10, 15 photos with these top league players. They've got signatures galore because every single game, win, lose, doesn't matter, they are there with the fans. And there's times where it's an hour and a half, 2 hours past, like lights are coming off and security is dragging them off the field. The kids remember that.
Yeah.
The families remember that.
Yeah.
The parents remember that. And you keep going back.
Yep.
So that's a good thing.
every time
And I can guarantee you that the Sydney FC should have paid you more, bro. I'll be your PR. They should have paid you more because the amount of people you brought in back to that because of what you did is
But that was
phenomenal.
Two turning points for me. A-League when Wanderers came in, and then when Alex came back as captain and made some questionable statements. Bro, that's why that period of football was the best in this country ever.
Yeah. What wanted to ask, what was it like to see your name on a kid or a fan's
jersey? It always came as weird, as a bit of a shock to me. You know, I never thought it all that strange. And you know me, you know, like it's and like I said, when I met people like, you know, your Beckhams or Janinios or whatever, and we're all blokes, right? We all think the same things, have our things. So for me, it was always just like weird in a way, right? I remember you talk about my first goal earlier. I went into the club after the game. I saw my mum and dad, and I went at Marconi Stadium. So I went into the bistro and I just went straight to my mum and dad just to have a chat. Oh, yeah, good game. You know, we scored 1-0, right? It was my first goal. We won 1-0 3 games in. It was a big moment, but I didn't see it as that. I just thought, I had a good game. Come and talk to my mum. And someone sort of saw me and started clapping, and then a few people clapped, and then the whole bistro was sort of clapping. And I'm looking back at the door like, who's walked in? What's going on? You know, like, what's happened here, you know?
like someone famous.
Yeah. So, and then realised, they're clapping me. And it felt weird. It was nice, you know, and it was great to see. Just like seeing a kid wearing my jersey and still seeing photos and things like that is nice, but it's weird. Yeah. It's weird. It's a nice feeling, and you sort of don't take that for granted by any means. But it's weird.
I talking about Marconi, I remember even upstairs, they had the glass cabinet, remember? And they had one whole section of all Alex stuff. And even I'd go up there, I'm like, fuck, that's mad. Like, that's nothing to do with me. But still seeing it was fucking crazy. Like, I can't imagine what it would be like for you.
I get that feeling now as a fan when I go and watch Sydney play and I see kids, you know, wearing the jerseys of the players, and then the player will come up and see them, and I think, man, that kid just got to see him. That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and to think then, well, I was that. I didn't see it. You don't see it that way
Only
when,
upset
when
one,
it's when it's you. In a way, you're thinking, "Fuck, I've just lost, or I've just won." Whatever the emotions are of the game, but it's important. You realize that. Look, I've got to go around. I've got to see everybody. You take photos and all that. You just don't realize until after, when you're on the other side of the fence, the impact or the effect or exactly what people are feeling or seeing. You know?
Yeah.
We've got a game that we kind of just started. It's called Pronunciation. It's game time, guys.
All right.
Pronunciation game. All right. So I've got a bag.
Anyway,
A
bag with white substance inside.
with white stuff in here, and I want you guys to put your hands in it. No, I got strips of paper in a bag, and it's got a list of Aussie towns that are pretty hard to pronounce, and I want to get you guys to kind of pronounce them. All right, so just pick one each.
Here we go.
All right.
Don't look at it yet.
Am I picking one?
Yep.
All right, I'm playing. I'm not looking.
Are you going to correct us if we're wrong?
Yeah,
I've got
he's
the
correct.
pronunciations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's pass it around. Fab. I'm holding. I'm not looking yet. Haven't looked at it. Oh, he's got it. Yeah. Fab's up next. Alrighty. Here we go. Should we start with our?
Let me get my my list here.
Start with our guest.
Start with the guest.
Alrighty.
All right, Alex, can you reveal
all right.
just show us what it is
I'll show you
So-
what it is.
Read it yourself.
so that I
Yeah.
can see it? All
Oh
right.
yeah. That
Okay.
seems simple enough.
It does. It does. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
too many letters.
Yeah, but
All right. Can you first of all,
Spell
everyone
it?
else can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, spell
All right,
it out,
I'm going to
please.
spell it CRESWICK.
that seems pretty easy, man.
Yeah.
I think you suck it
The
up to it. But
obvious
anyway.
is Creswick, but I'm going to go Cressick.
All right. Fab, you want to have a go?
I'd say Cressick.
I'm going to say. I'm going to be different then. I'll say his first one, Creswick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Alex?
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Correct. Fab? And you?
Yeah, okay. So
There you
Cressick.
Cressick.
Yeah, see, I told you it was
Cressick.
easy. Cressick.
Okay.
Yeah, Cressick.
Okay.
All right, so we'll go Fab next. Show us what you got.
Okay. That's
Oh,
Ah, there you go. Read that out for us, Fab.
okay. So QUORN.
Yep.
I'm gonna say corn.
Okay. Alex, give it a go.
I'll be different. I'm going to say Quan.
Okay.
I actually, my first thought when I saw it was Quan. Quan. Yeah, Quan.
All right. So Fab,
Oh shit,
Alex, Seb,
What the fuck did you say?
Quan.
KWORN. Corn.
W corn. Okay.
Quan.
So a combination of
Corn,
corn
And Warn.
and whatever
Corn
else.
with W.
Oh, Warnie. May you rest
Quan.
in peace.
Okay.
Did you ever meet Warnie?
No?
Ah, man. I wish I did. Anyway. I love that bloke.
From corn.
He said
Warn.
Warn.
Ah, yeah.
As in Shane Warne.
gotcha.
Anyway. Oh, I actually think I know this one. I'm showing the contestants and also the judge, and I'm going to spell it. It's got to be the longest one for the fucking ESL. But anyway, BREWARRINA.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Brewarrina.
Oh, you know it.
All right.
I think I do. Yeah, Brewarrina.
All right. Alex.
I'll go Barina.
Bruena.
All right, Brewarrina.
All right. So Seb,
Ah, way off. There you go.
Alex, Fab. All right.
Doug.
It's actually Brewarine.
Brewerine.
Brewerine.
Brewer, like Wolverine.
Brew, like as in a beer brew.
Yeah.
AR,
Yeah.
and then EN.
Bruin.
Brewing.
Bruin.
Brewing,
Show me the fucking
mate.
Why
word.
is there an A at the end?
What the fuck?
Bruin.
Brewerine.
So it's just missing an A, two double R's, a Z,
There's a Q in
a
there.
silent K. Fuck, bro.
All right, we go the tiebreaker then. Let's do one more. Dougie, you pick it up for
Tiebreaker,
us.
what?
I don't know. Fuck, bro. We've got to call it something. Let's call it the
one
shits
more.
and giggles.
I'll
Go,
I'll pick it
You
out.
pick it out, and we have a go.
Yeah, we go.
Here we go.
The hardest one still hasn't been picked out yet, so we'll see.
Is it?
Are you keeping the same ones in
Hang on.
there until
Nah, this is.
Hang on. Is the hardest one Viagra?
All right.
What the fuck?
All right, so I picked it out.
Yeah.
All right, wait, I want to spell it out.
Yeah.
So it's two words.
Yeah.
G-O-O-N-O-O. Second word, G-O-O-N-O-O.
Yeah.
Alex,
All right.
what do you got?
I've got
Okay, give it a
Gnu Gnu.
I'm going to Gunu Gunu.
Eddie Murphy. Goody Google. I'm going to go, fucking, I don't know, man. Unu. I'm just going to say the G silent. I don't know.
Alex, what was yours again?
What did I say?
You said Gnu.
Gnu.
Canoe. Oh, that's close.
Ah.
Gunu Gunu.
And I was like, what did I say? I don't know.
I don't know what you said. That was wrong.
Unu.
You know when you were spelling it, I thought you were going to go G or
G-G-O. It's a go-go mobile.
No, it's a Ganaganu. Ganaganu.
When you say-
Ganaganu.
When you say it like that, I've heard of it before.
Bullshit.
Gunu Gunu. Yeah.
Ganaganu.
Ganaganu.
Gunu Gunu. So obviously it's an Aboriginal word.
Yeah.
So it's literally Ganaganu, but it's spelled Gnu.
Yeah. So
That's
Gana.
crazy.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell. All right. There you go.
Well, that's the game.
All right. It's getting more interesting by the week.
Yeah. Any Aussie sayings, jokes, quips, anything fun? You got anything for us?
I didn't prep
Didn't prep for that?
for that. Any struth? Has that been said before?
Yeah, a few times, but there's
Okay,
nothing
that's
wrong
all
with that. Yeah.
My favorite one will always be yeah, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Nah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nah. Yeah. 100%. It's right up there.
Yeah, 100%.
Alex, any so one thing we did on this show, especially at the start, was, and we touch on it here and there, but Aussie sayings, and what we find is a lot of times when people say, oh yeah, you did say that a lot, but you don't even realize. Like yeah, nah, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Was there anyone that you've heard in your time in your career, like other Aussies they've heard? You're like, what? What did you say?
Oh, surely. What's his name?
Which
Grant.
Grant, fucking Ryan Grant. Yeah, bro. He looks the Aussie as like you think of Australia, you see his face.
I've bumped into him in the most random places. Me and Sarah went overseas.
And he's got a VB in his hand?
We saw him at the... and he always looks at me like... And I'm like, bro, I'm Alex's cousin. It's like, bro, every time. Because I see him everywhere, bro. Everywhere. Yeah. But he's the best Aussie cut.
100%. And we were playing this game. I thought you might have the town that he's from. Yeah. It's spelt... I don't even know how it's spelt, but it's Canoundra, and it's not in any way, shape or form spelt the way it sounds. Without a doubt, the most Aussie bloke I've ever, ever come across.
If you've never heard him talk or ever met him, you look at him and you go, that's Australia.
Yeah. And being from where he is as well, it just... He drives a van. He drives a van like my old man. Yeah.
That's his everyday.
Man, he's funny. Funny. We rocked after a game. We went back to the car park once, and my old man saw it. A lot of South Americans have that van, wardrobe installers or whatever. And he said, whose van is that? I said, mate, that's Ryan Grant's car. He goes, no way. I said, go and have a look. He's looking in the back, and then the bus pulled up, and Ryan Grant's going, who's this South American bloke trying to steal my van? So anyway, mate, nothing. To be fair, like I said, my memory is shocking. If I could have thought, I'm sure I've got something from him or Aaron Cowver, another Aussie bloke.
But that put you into a position. What did you say?
Oh, so many times. Yeah. No, when they were together, mate, I wouldn't understand.
It'd be like another language, eh?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like you were back in Belgium.
You guys?
No, I got nothing.
No. Besides my usual shit. No, nothing at all. Actually, I didn't think of one today. Doug, what a letdown this segment was.
Yeah, it is pretty much because I haven't got nothing either.
No, we seem very professional.
I think we've said everything that we could say that we can actually think of.
It's all done. We're going to have to change that question.
Yeah, maybe.
Like we're going to have to think of something new.
Well, it was like, I think the only way we can do it, like we were saying, is that because we say things so often, and it's just common for us, common language, right?
How many guests have you had on the show that while they're thinking of something, they said one, and you're like, well, that's one.
That's one.
They're like, what are you talking about?
Literally, that's one.
Yeah.
Well, Antonio, MasterChef guy we had before, because he's only been here for what 8 years, 7 years, and then he's actually said a few things that I can't remember what exactly what it was, but he was just like, "Oh yeah, you guys talk like this and say this," and we're like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that was actually something different that nobody else says." But yeah, it's just completely different.
I wouldn't say this was look, it wouldn't be Aussie slang, but it was definitely something that we used to say when we were kids. Especially your dad used to pull himself around rock job.
Rock job.
Yeah, I forgot about
Rock
that.
job.
rocked
Yeah,
yourself.
rock job or rocked.
Yeah, you got rocked.
It came from that. I don't know how my dad got rock job.
Yeah.
Or where that came from.
No, I remember
was
rock
something
job.
You heard it as well.
I remember rock
Yeah,
job.
rock
Okay.
job
Well,
was
we
a
grew up.
different thing.
grew up in the same
But
area,
your dad used to say it at one point.
Rock job.
Yeah,
Rock
and if
job.
you did it, you'd rock yourself.
Yeah.
You rocked yourself. Yes.
Well,
You,
then,
no, actually, I thought of one, and I say it a fair bit, but I'm pretty vulgar. Is fuck me.
Yeah, I think you've said that before.
Fuck me. Yeah. But anyway,
I think you have said that before.
yeah, probably because I do say it a lot.
A lot of profanity. Yeah.
Well, yeah, fucking oath. There's another one. Fucking oath. Fucking oath.
Well, thanks, Alex. It was a pleasure talking to you, man.
We
And
appreciate you taking the time, man.
Yeah,
All
taking
good,
the time
boys.
aside.
Honestly.
It was fun.
It was fun.
yeah, this was great,
Good
man.
chat.
This is
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on.
No, thank you.
Thanks for coming, man.
Honestly, thank you,
Yeah,
man. We
really.
really appreciate it. So make sure you tune into us, Amigos Down on the podcast, Spotify,
Apple
and
or wherever you get your podcasts,
wherever
really.
you get podcast from.
Yeah, now
Instagram,
on YouTube as well. So
Facebook, YouTube.
spread the word.
Yeah.
Get people on it.
Yeah, we have
for
famous
all
people
the,
now. We got 2 famous people in a row,
For
man.
all the Wanderers listeners, you can tune in next week.
No, I tell you, Wanderers out there, it's hard to hate him, man. He's a fucking great bloke.
He's not playing anymore, so it's all right.
No, yeah, true. Yeah.
Is there anything else coming up for you? Anything
No,
anybody can look for?
nothing short term. Nothing short term, no.
Oh, mate, you know what? This podcast will get you. Mate, you tell your PR person.
You know what? In a couple of months, I got a 8-hour drive to Gold Coast. I'll check this on.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah, these guys are fucked. Fucking amateurs.
Awesome. No. Thanks, heaps, man. It's been
Thanks.
great.
Oh, good.
Fab, as always, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure like always. I'll see you guys next week, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Catch
Good night,
you later.
Yeah,
Bye.
buddy.